You wanted an Amityville review? I give you an Amityville review. I thought, hey, what's about the Conjuring universe? Isn't the supposed last piece is coming up soon? In a couple of years, maybe. Well, the franchise sucks ass when it comes to Amityville. They say the Amityville horror, the actual crime case inspired the Conjuring original movie and the whole franchise because every installment is a haunted house case. Unfortunately, even though the installments are, some of it at least, good and even very good, some are shovel trash, but all this doesn't really matter as the movies not really have any connection aside the protagonist couple. Sure, they throw in various supernatural entities, demons, so to say, but those lead to the same place as the newest USA Godzilla universe cameo monsters, aka nowhere. And I was so looking forward to those monsters. It doesn't even worth watching Conjuring stuff for Wallach. It will be important for this video, don't worry. But let's get into the scene of Conjuring 2, which takes place in the Amityville house. Psychic Lady, one of the protagonist couple, is leading a seance to figure out whether Ronnie DeFeo was just evil or did what he did because of supernatural influence. The Warrens, the protagonist couple, are actually real people who actually were amongst the paranormal investigators doing their stuff in the house when the Lutzes moved out. On the side note, when Mrs. Warren says the church asked them to confirm the Lutzes story while thinking real life stuff, you should smell the bullshit. I'm not saying that's not what happened, not that the exit words were used, no, nothing like that. I say only a scam artist would phrase things that way, not a scientist, so that the investigation was not scientific. I mean, confirm, not confirm or disprove, not investigate the claims. Asking them to confirm points to a predetermined conclusion. Now that you learned something, we can move on. I learned more about the case, the Amityville Murders, details than I got from all the movies combined, but okay, why this was to be a short, we are already crossed the 3-minute mark. Let's make this a normal review. So, turns out 2 of the family members were awake when the shooting happened. The police, according to the reports, suspect all the family members got drugged by their last meal because no needle mark was found. I found no pointing to any autopsy report that would confirm this suspicion. But of course, the police could have been just lazy or deemed this part unnecessary, having the obvious culprit, or just missed the substance used anyway because, crime chemistry is hard. Anyway, the bodies, according to the police, all had the same position front, signaling they were arranged post-mortem, at least signaling to me, who watched too much NCIS and Columban and all that kind of crime shows, because the news articles and other articles of the case did not mention this conclusion. As the movie shows the killings, I got curious if the family was all found face down. How can Conjuring 2, by the way, it turns out that mom was one of those who were awake, so that's a plus for the movie. But then again, the movie only shows her to be awake, while there was only one of the daughters not in sleep either. Where were they shot? I mean, on what part of the body? Because the movie clearly shows mom, Louise DeFeo, to be shot on the chest. Maybe on the head, I don't know where that blood came from, but then the second shot is clearly on the chest, while in the real case, that's not how it happened. But there was a detail that made me smile, because they thrown in the Amityville Ghost Boy photo reference. Anyone mildly familiar with the case knows this photo. No, it's not show a real ghost. The actual story of the photo is known. Still, we all love a good urban legend. Aside that, I have no idea what's up with the kids, aside the creepy factor. When thinking about it and watching 3 more times, I think they were all the Defo kids in the movie. Not like, I mean, but I bring it up anyway because Wallach is not shown collecting kids' souls or anything like that. After the kids lined up there, Wallach, aka the Noon, comes out of the mirror. They show the demon then coming out of the mirror. No idea how it ended up there. Neither the demon, neither the mirror. And the demon doesn't do any such thing elsewhere in the franchise either. So your guess is as good as mine. They also have a mirror in the Nun, or the Nun 2, I'm not really sure about that. I think it was Nun 1. But it's not working that way, so back to the point. That's where the scene ends. I mean, there is a last part where something spooky still happens, but I literally had to look up Wikipedia for it because the darn movie is simply too dark to see Mr. Warren seen in vision being impaled or something. No one says what he's impaled on. I think in one of the later movies he gets impaled or not. The point is he is obviously still alive despite that, because, you know, new movie coming out. That's it. That's what interests us about the Conjuring universe. That's the part from it relating to Amityville. Yeah, the Warrens don't investigate the Amityville house further. There is no conclusion for the sons aside that, yeah, Mr. Defoe got possessed and that's why he killed his family. At least that's the Conjuring universe standpoint. Of course it must be, because, you know, it would be weird if they would declare that, oh, this one wasn't ghost, although I would find it hilariously original. I wish they had done that, because, well, you know, it wouldn't be cliche. The franchise otherwise is too famous for me to get boggled down with it, and that's a mistake too many movie reviewers on YouTube make, where they get an audience by showing them lesser known flicks, at least B movies when it comes to the box office numbers, or at least mixed reviewed movies. Then they reach a level where they get the option to be monetized, something this channel will never do, even if I could figure out how. And simply, this channel is just my little thing. You can call it a vlog if you want, but it's a thematic thing. If you want to know, I'm doing Amityville movies, exorcism movies for a while, Amityville movies as long as they have it. I have access to the new releases, lesser known movies, just movies I like, not necessarily lesser known, okay? I do some book reviews, just brief summary, not that 1 hour length things. That's not my thing. I would just want to direct you to the good entertainment, and that is why I'm considering picking up some computer games. Maybe we will see in the near future. Anyway, when movie reviewing channels reach the point of monetization, they start to pray to the almighty algorithm and jump chasing the crowd, and that means reviewing big releases. What I don't have a problem with it, but they should keep in mind that there is already a built-in audience for that, for built-in channels, big channels. They can't compete because they already have millions of subscribers. And not just that, they have the money to be better, and they are better for the big flicks. So I think if you are going that way, take at best 20, 30, 25th percentage of your channel doing that, like every 4/5 video. If we are going with a normal YouTuber channel, one video per week, then it ends up like one big release per month. So you can focus on that one and not just do the crowd chasing. This whole thing reminded me to a scene from The Beautiful Mind, where Russell Crowe's John Nash is sitting in the bar with the boys, and a bunch of good-looking women, we can still call them girls because, they are university students. So that's actually a scene people, especially YouTubers, should be familiar with, to avoid the death of their channel.